Hey everybody, Asher here, and it is Free Play Friday, and today we are doing something new, Colony Ship, a post-Earth role-playing game. This game just entered early access, and it is a game that, well, to put it bluntly, is exactly what it says in the title. You are in a role-playing game that's very much a classic isometric RPG, and you're on a colony ship, and what really piqued my interest about this game is that it focuses not on the circumstances of the people who have to leave and evacuate Earth or wherever they're coming from because things are terrible, and it's not focusing on the people who land on the colony ship to whatever they're going. No, this is focusing on the people who are riding on the sub-light speed tin can floating through space, and everything is terrible. So far, it's been very interesting, very well written. This is very early access, so there is a lot of development that needs to go on, including introducing other, chapters of the story. Right now, chapter 1 is available. But instead of going into the whole character creation arc and everything, which is readily kind of available and kind of spilled out online, I thought it would be good for me to kind of focus on, instead of things that involve me reading lots of blocks of text and going over numbers, is if I just hit this continue button and we go into the game a little bit so that you can see what the actual game looks like. Don't get me wrong, I do very much enjoy reading large blocks of text. It is something that I've heard plenty of you like to fast forward through for me here, but this is the game. So, we are living literally, if we look at our handy dandy map here, we are literally living in a place called the Pit. I guess you fell down in the pit and I fell down in the pit and we're all in the pit. And it's a place that pretty much we're in a dystopian sort of society floating through a tin can in space. And everyone is just trying to make it out for themselves. Now, there's some larger factions that are introduced to kind of in the overall story, but right now we only have access to the pit, and eventually we'll be able to get to the armory. Maybe I can click on that and get there. But you can see that there's other places that we may or may not be able to see. So we're going to stick to kind of where we're at here before I move around here a little bit. Like I said, it's very much a isometric style game, but it looks nice. Oof, that was not what I was expecting to have happen. I'm not actually too far into the game so far, so I will just go ahead and go over just a few things here, because there's no guides, there's no nothing out here. I have no idea if what I'm doing is good or bad or terrible. I have Evans, who's a sharpshooter buddy that you get very early on from one of the very first quests, and then there's me, Abraham, literally just because I picked a random name and then it switched to another random name that I didn't realize it. But yeah, I have perception and intelligence both very high. I actually did not realize that I skipped out on taking one sort of skill specialization like I was supposed to check here as one of these as a tag skill. So I guess I'll do that now and select biotech just for fun. We also have things like lockpicking, stealing, sneaking, but electronic computers, etc., and there are little feats and everything else as well. I'll kind of leave this up here for maybe people to think about. But one of the things that kind of is fascinating to me, and it's a little interesting that this is all, I guess, shared by party or shared by choices, is that we have our little diagram here of beliefs, such as faith leaning towards atheism instead of theism, values going towards progress instead of tradition, control going between authority and liberty, and alien life or Xeno going towards philia instead of phobia. So those are some kind of concepts here, because yeah, pretty much shit is screwed up in this game. Everything is going to, you can actually see the top rafters up there if you zoom out far enough. That's pretty cool. But I'm literally not too far into the game right now. I'm pretty much just in kind of the introductory swing of it, so I thought this was about as good of a time as any here. If I look at actually our inventory, you can see a little bit better of what my character looks like. I'm literally carrying a suicide pistol, a rusty pipe pistol that has to be reloaded every time, and a utility bar, literally a giant crescent wrench. You actually, can I can reload you from the menu. Congratulations, I'm learning things while playing. That's kind of what we're trying to do here today. So we have we got some decent stuff. We'll put a worker jacket on you because that seems like a good idea. Your boots are okay. I mean, those are kind of basic boots, but whatever. I could give myself a rifle. Honestly, gun skills, they didn't really inhibit me from being able to shoot people, even though I didn't take them early. And I am flashing for some reason over here. I'm sure someone in the comments will be like, isn't it obvious you're flashing because you need to do something very, like, important? But I'm not. So, we do have our quest bar over here. If there is one thing that always kind of leaves me curious is about what do hotkeys do. And so far, the hotkeys aren't necessarily mapped in the game, so I'm not entirely sure where I'm going, but I do know there is a quest to go to a depot and A2 in the armory to try and get a score that's clearly too big for its own good. Debt collector, finding Jed, ask around in Camp Town, starting with the local bars, and Crossroads, confront Jonas. Braxton wants you to confront Jonas. You can find him in the Promised Land. So we don't know for sure where everything is, but I do know my apartment's right here, so let's go visit my apartment real quick. We'll just run up the stairs. It's fine. Just want to show y'all like what kind of nice, happy world. We literally live in shipping containers floating around in space going towards another place here. But I think this does kind of look at a fascinating idea that you have people who were just born into this. They had no choice in where their lives ended up leading them to. You have people who clearly felt strongly enough to leave the planet or the safety of home and take to the stars at first. But these are the kind of in-between, left-behind generations. They've been in space for hundreds of years going towards Proxima Centauri, where apparently there's a habitable world. Although, spoiler alert, not really, I guess a big spoiler alert, but one of the big to-dos kind of is that a probe that was sent over to look at Proxima Centauri actually found that there was already life on the planet. That's revealed in the expositionary sort of stuff here. So I'm just kind of looking around here. We have a guard gate, we have a turret, we have a gate guard. I can talk to you, guard gate. Move along, says the guard. Nothing to see here. What's Main Street? Point at the sign above. Well, if Camp Town's anything goes like this place, Main Street is a place where nothing goes without Jonas Redford say so. So what about the outskirts then? The town's growing and the outskirts is physical manifestation of the growing pain. I'd stay clear of it if I were you. Well, what can you tell me about Jonas? What everybody knows, shrugs the guard. He set up the camp here 20 years ago or so, back when he was still making runs into what's left of Mission Control. Mission Control being the original sort of like people that were running the original Exodus mission. The camp grew and Redford grew with it. He doesn't call himself mayor, but he doesn't have to. Everyone knows what he is, except maybe Braxton. What do you think about Braxton? A hired gun. A few years ago, the Brotherhood got the notion that we won't put up with much of a fight if they are to come free us from our chains, so Jonas hired Braxton and his regulators to dissuade them. Braxton lost half his men dissuading the Brotherhood until they got the message, which gave him a hero status and all kinds of ideas. Why be the mayor's guard dog on a tight leash when you can be the mayor? So Braxton fought the Brotherhood and won. Ha! Braxton caught the Brotherhood's forces by surprise and delayed them long enough for the Protectors to show up. That's what he was hired to do, buy his time. For all their flaws, the Protectors won't let the Brotherhood grab the pit without fighting, and vice versa, of course. So those are your kind of two big factions that will fight towards each other, the Brotherhood and the Protectors. One being protectors of the original mission, and one being the Brotherhood, which are people that try to overthrow the people running the original mission. And then there's a whole another side story about there's a church involved as well that are just kind of waiting to pick up the pieces from these guys fighting. But as long as they're busy fighting each other, the pit will remain free. Well, if this is freedom, I mean, how cool is that? So we have an old Earth Emporium over here. Can we actually get to it? Or are we just kind of... Probably if I right-clicked instead of left-click first off. So, like I said, because this is a CRPG, and maybe y'all haven't seen me play CRPGs very much, I like to wander around. I like to see kind of what's going on. But look at this. Look. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Look. You have your ocean, you have your trees, you have your just Palm Beach setting. This is stuff nobody here will ever see in their lifetime. So, welcome to the Old Earth Emporium, tells the proprietor, who is so excited you almost can't tell it's a pitch. Where do you want to go, my friend? Do you want to walk the streets of ancient Rome, sail the seven seas before they went toxic, save Earth from brain-eating alien invaders? Let's get to the point where you tell me what you're selling. Movies, he says. Just like the olden times, what you're looking at here is fully immersive simulation, but you smack dab in the middle of the action, back before the mutiny. This magic box was a training simulator used to upload skill sets into a person's melon, achieve in minutes what would take decades to learn in the real world. Now imagine what this level of tech can do for modern entertainment. Forget about everything else you've seen and done. I'm talking about the best damned experience of your entire life. So wait, you're telling me you can have a machine that can load skills in people's minds like software, or what kind of movies? I think obviously we gotta ask what kind of movies, if that's there. How about a nice World War IV flick? It's about the crew of a damaged hunter-killer forced to land in a pacification zone. Classic of the genre, non-stop action, bloodshed. You're gonna love it. So how many world wars did they have? Or we could ask which one was World War IV. Maybe we'll get to ask both. 5, probably 6 or 7 by now. No reason to stop when you got a good thing going, right? So I guess they left early here. Which one's World War IV? The African War. The Nigerian Confederacy versus the Empire of Congo. Nigerians were subjugating their neighbors and calling it a confederation while the Congolese were busy expanding their borders in all directions. Didn't take long for their interests to clash. Not surprisingly, China and Europe backed Nigeria, their biggest trading partner. The Pan-American Protectorate and the Caliphate sided with the Congo, probably despite the European Federation, and take them down a notch. The rest, as they say, is history. I love this. Did we win, or what was the Earth like before we left? We may be able to ask both. I want to know if we won. Well, after 3 years of fighting, everybody said they won. The enemy got to keep the North. Most of it was razed anyway, but we did liberate the South. So what was Earth like before we left? The Founding Fathers called it Sodom and Gomorrah. I wonder what they call this little slice of heaven, says the proprietor, gesturing around. You think things were better before the mutiny? Compared to all this, hard to imagine worse, says the proprietor, scratching the back of his head. Of course, if you listen to the Brotherhood, the ship was nothing but a floating prison before the mutiny. If you listen to the Protectors, it was a paradise lost. So the truth's got to be somewhere between. Not that it matters now. But what does the church say? The church, they blame the ship authority for the collapse and the mutineers for plunging the ship into chaos, which puts them at odds with both Brotherhood and Protectors. The chaplain general says that had the church been in charge, none of this would have happened, but I have a feeling he's talking about his plans for the future, not the past. But I wanted to watch a movie. Okay, well, enough chatting, I guess. So, manpower staffing solutions. Maybe you have a quest for us. What can I do you for? Manny leans forward and puts a smile he keeps for clients. I guess you can't do anything for us right now. I love it. Synthetic meat, 200 flavors. Seems pretty good to me. By the way, you can press and hold tab to highlight people that you can talk to, which is good. Of course, one thing I meant to figure out that I never quite did figure out exactly is how do I freaking heal? Because right now I'm at 3 HP. And that's probably not where I want to be right now. So maybe there is something that I need to click to figure that out. Or if I had played any of the games, prior games by the developer here, I'd probably know, well, it's really easy. You just heal by dying. No, I don't think that's it. But synthetic meat, 200 flavors. Oh, we can't actually buy it. But we can go to hit and kill, find a shotgun cartridges, or jobs, must own a gun. I love it. Need money. Gun. Okay, you know how to handle a firearm, so I haven't lost any fingers yet. Excellent. You're hired. Hired for what? What do you think? Someone hires a gun hand, either because he expects trouble or is planning to stir up some. Pays 100 credits on completion, nothing up front. Are we in business? All right, the proprietor says. The client is a fella by the name of Trevor Chauncey, known around these parts as Chance. He's got a meat set up with Granger Boys to sell some kind of doohickey, and he's worried things might get dicey. If they do, you'll stand between them and the hail of bullets. So why is he worried? Probably trying to get Swift and sell them some junk gussied up as valuable tech. If I'm right and they see through the bullshit, he'll have a problem on his hands, and since he's the client, his problems are your problems. We good? Yes. You can find Chance in the nearby bar, which doubles up at his office. Tell him Earl sent you. Alright. Well, before I get killed at Boone's Moonshine here, you press M for map. So we're at the Main Street map. Okay, so Earl's office is over there, so we gotta go 2 places. I do just want to check my apartment real quick, because if I can lay down in bed, doesn't look like I can. So, yeah. I mean, I can, like, close the door and stuff. Can't even use the computer here. So there's... I'm sure I'm going to get a comment that says it's really easy to heal. Like, if we go to options here, gameplay, controls don't... There's not really a lot of adjustment here. I feel a little silly for not realizing that I didn't look it up, but... Oh, hell, what can you do? We're just exploring the game a little bit today. Alright, so Main Street map, Camptown map, Earl's office. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into, especially since we can't buy meats here. We can go to the courthouse over here. Oh, look, there's a actual news station thing that's over here. So we can say courts in session at the Department of Justice. Very nice. So, we have a little dialogue text over here. I'll just read it out. The monitors are crowded with columns of stats and odds for upcoming trials. Oh, wow, that's very close to home here. As well as post-trial evaluations, shooting efficiency and performance rankings for the prosecution and defense, and a list of payouts. Well, let's go to the general store first. You know, this kind of reminds me of the Cyber Knights mobile game. I always bring up the Trees Brothers. I don't know why. But let's see what... Alright, welcome to Quick Fix 3000. Please be advised that you hereby waive any and all rights and claims arising out of relating to your augmentation and due release and discharge zero downtime for all of its affiliates, agencies, attorneys, predecessors, successors, and assigns for physical and psychological injury that you may suffer as a direct or indirect result of your participation in the aforementioned activity. Thank you for choosing Zero Downtime product. Your well-being comes first. So we are obviously going to accept the waiver. Please select the device you wish to install or upgrade. Oh, I just want to heal. Alright, let's see how much this costs. Let's increase our heart. Okay, the artificial heart features pumping capacity and much more resilient than the feeble organ you're born with. A built-in filter scrubs wide range of toxins at a very high rate, making it popular with people who find themselves exposed to dangerous industrial places. So, we can try to install a synthetic heart. Error, device not detected. Please rescan your augmentation device list. So, okay. That's fun. So, hey, General Store, what else you got for me? Ugh. Are you fighting today? The storekeeper gestures to the arena. Last chance to even the odds, my friend. So let's browse wares. So there's ammo. Let's auto sort here. So we have plenty of this ammo and plenty of this ammo. Smoke grenade, gas grenade, flashbang, maintenance HUD. These are all low. Yeah. Don't see any healing items there, so little fascinating. Okay, so I'm just gonna push some buttons here real quick. Okay, we're switching gear here. Reload is not required. Oh, interesting. J is our quest button. M, we know what M does. Okay, O is I is inventory. All right, and we know what our QWERTY keys do. All right, well that was kind of useless. All right. Well, cool. I wonder if we can just watch court. I guess we have to, like... Huh. There. Oh, look, there's the Chief Justice. Can we go visit the Chief? Seems like a good idea. Sup, Chief? Ah! You're standing in the shadow of a massive arena. Dozens of shipping containers form the walls of the lowest level and provide seating for hundreds of spectators. A gantry crane towers overhead, rigged with several powerful projectors to illuminate the space below. You wonder for a moment if real daylight is as bright. You want to file a grievance or apply for a job. The speaker is wearing a gold-striped trench coat that marks him a man of importance. What is this place? This, my friend, is the cornerstone of justice in our little town. Welcome to the courthouse. Didn't think we had any laws around here. Of course we do, son. We abide by the Constitution, and much more strictly than those fools in the habitat. Every accused man in the pit is guaranteed to have his day in court and confront his accuser, just like the Constitution says. If said accuser is unable to make an appearance, a judicial officer is appointed by the court will take his place. Huh, so this is idiocracy rules. Nice. You mentioned a job. We're running low on legal representation for the prosecution. He admits with a sad shake in his lost 3 officers this week in a string of challenging cases. Sure, I'll give it a try. Excellent, smiles the man. I'm the court chief justice, which means I'm in charge here. You'll start out as deputy prosecutor, sorting out minor cases, misdemeanors mostly. If you if you do well, you'll be promoted to prosecute more interesting cases. Who knows, you might even make judge one day. So let me give a few hours, just because I want to see... And I don't always normally do this, but I am literally going to Google something real quick. And thank you for bearing with me, just because I know there's no guides out here. So colony ship, how to heal. If I don't get any information here, then we're just going to not deal with it. Okay, yeah, that was a terrible search. That was a terrible search. We're going to try one more search here. Alright. Well, you know what? That'll be a fun thing to figure out later. That's why we have a quick save. Alright. Let's do it now. I'm ready. Let me see. The chief pulls out an electronic notepad and begins swiping through a series of screens full of very ornate, hard-to-read font. First defendant is one John Doe, meaning he has refused to tell us his name. We call that an aggravating circumstance. Our friend, Mr. Doe, stands accused of cheating during a game of poker. He vehemently denies the charge. Don't they all, though? A jury of his peers, in this case fellow poker players, agree that John Doe cheated and also had shifty eyes. So the case goes to trial. John has been on a diet of water and N-Tab, half rations for 3 weeks, so I'm guessing he'll present a pretty weak case. So when do I get paid? A mercenary, huh? Well, I think continuing the legacy of our progressive judicial system would be reward enough. He waits a moment to see if you're changing your mind, but in any case, a convicted criminal forfeits all possessions to the prosecution, meaning you enjoy. So we're going to make our case. So I'm about to probably get killed by John Doe if I don't go behind cover. So let's grab myself. Let's hide. No, we don't want to put Evans back there. Evans is having a really good day. So we're going to put ourselves back here and hopefully not get killed by John Doe. John Doe is probably going to do pretty good, though. So we're here. And we do have options to aim for, like, the head, center of mass. But I'm going to go with... yeah, I guess we could change for aiming for the head. Let's see here, 72. Aiming for the head, center of mass, arms, legs, bullseye. Let's go for a headshot right away. See if we can knock him out. We graze his head. He says, "You're going to pay for that." Yeah, I bet I will. Do we have one more shot? I think we do. We don't. Okay, so that's the end of that turn. We can press spacebar to end turn. I should probably run like a scared little child. So you can see I am not very good at shooting. But we're going to fire anyway. Because we saved. This is why we saved. Alright, now it's John Doe's turn to literally run around a corner and miss me. Wow, that's some XCOM style shit, isn't it? Alright. Well, I guess let's see if we can flank him. We go over here. Okay, that gives him an ability to shoot, so... Okay, center mass is fine. We don't want to go for arms, legs, bullseye. Head's fine. Center mass is probably better. There we go. So he's not having a good day. We don't have enough action points. Come on, man. Alright, so if we try to run, like, that gets into his ability to shoot us. That kind of gets into his ability to shoot us. So as long as we don't, like, linger too far in his shot, we'll be fine. So let's get behind some cover because I am literally about to die. And everything seems to be like half cover, so cool. Let's see here. Head, center mass, arms, legs, head. So it seems fine. Oh, not enough action points. yet again. Let's see if I can get a better shot. 7, 7, 9, 7. So I'm literally 1 action point short. Good, he shot Evans. We love it when you shoot Evans. We don't love it when you shoot Evans 3 times, though. Alright, so reduced AP by 5. I guess I probably should have moved you. See, that would have been smarter. If I was better at this game, I could have moved you around. But I just don't want you to really get, like, shot. Alright, so looks like we have 2 shots available. That was minus 13. That's great. We can reload, and that's our turn. Maybe I can get the kill here. That was not a kill shot. That's really unfortunate. So John Doe shooting 3 times like a big old cheater. But yeah, this is some this is just how combat goes. You have everything coming up. You just have a bunch of random numbers, and we did actually win. So congratulations. Now we can go loot and see what we win. Hooray, court's out of session now. Now everybody's hurt. Alright, and what do we get here? We get a combat knife. It's pretty nice. Oh, we got his gun too. That's excellent. And a protective vest and another worker jacket. So that's fine. Let's close. And since... Okay, we have feats that we can add. Alright. First draw. See, this is probably what I was flashing before. I have 2 feat points. Which means I can probably put 2. So... I didn't take the time to read what a lot of these mean. So we're just going to add pistol here, and probably critical thinking because I'm so smart, right? Alright, gear here. So this pistol's cute. Technically this is a revolver. Whoops. Do we have bullets for it? Takes 9mm bullets, which we have. There we go. I don't know. Oh, I guess you can't use R right there. Alright, well that's cute. So we got in a fight. How does that make you all feel? Need money? Come see Earl. Alright, well, that's court. And we can just kind of walk out, I guess. Like we're not being blocked. I guess we just exit this way. See, this is part of the fun of playing something in such early access. There's a lot of things I just don't know. But the other thing I kind of like about this game is that there's just a lot to explore. So guilty as charged, eh? Let me know when you're ready for your next trial. Our number of legal representatives is out with a shattered kneecap, and we've got a full docket. Well, that's a little bleak, but also just that's life. Alright, so we have, oh, we actually have Boone's Moonshine over here, and we got a shake up for our buddy over here, too. Alright, so let's see if you got anything that'll heal us. Welcome. Could say, I'm looking for Jed Walker. I probably am. Jed's a bit of a wanderer, but last I heard he was staying at a new housing block down the street. Can't miss him. Rectangular design, olive green with rush trim. Forest Muse, I think it's called. Anything you can tell me about him, I'll tell you that he runs his mouth faster than he runs up a tab. And that's saying something. Jed claims to have traveled to the ship from stern to stern and made deals with every type of merchant, fanatic, and scav known to the void. How such a world-wise entrepreneur ended up living in a rusted-out container furnished with discarded packaging material is a mystery to me, but I will serve liquor and never claim to be one of the big brains around here. So that's fine. Alright, let's do one more quick save here. And we got a bunch of people over here. We got a little bit of a health problem. But we have Chance, who we're supposed to be protecting. Do I know you? The man stares in your general direction. I assume a lot of these arts are gonna change eventually. Not everyone's gonna be walking around in ski goggles. Earl told me I can find you. Yeah, okay, good. You know what the job is, right? If things go smoothly, I make the deal and you get paid for doing nothing. That's what I'm hoping for, of course. But if the Grangers turn weasel on us, you need to stand up and fast. Remember this. If I don't get paid, you don't get paid. So I'm just going to say I handle my end of it, and we accompany Chance to the meeting place. I feel a triple cross here. Oh, this is a sketchy area. I love it. All right, you follow Chance to the outskirts of the pit, out beyond the densely populated center. The environment ironically gets more orderly as the towering container stacks fall into countless perfectly squared rows. Nothing here seems to have shifted an inch since the ship left Earth orbit 1,000,000 years ago. Soon you arrive at the only open container in sight, a dull glow with signaling a human presence. This seems like a trap. 3 men stand silently about a portable heater, the ship equivalent to a frontier campfire minus good cheer. Do you have it? The man in charge says in a voice hoarse and low. So, do you have it? It kind of looks like it with that kind of eye. The left side of his face is disfigured with gruesome saucer-sized scars, like vicious sucker marks. From one of these rippled craters, the angry orange light of an ocular implant is doing duty for the missing eye. You can't help but wonder about the tentacle that must have delivered that kiss. Oh, I forgot to mention, yeah, there's radiation-changed fauna and flora that apparently is very vicious and violent and in other parts of the ship. So, hooray. Everyone's heard the stories, of course, but you felt better telling yourself they were exaggerated. Chance heartily yanks the old control module from his belt bag and passes it to Scarface. The Granger glances down at it, no more than a quick take, then tosses it to the ground. What's the deal? Chance's voice fights the tense silence like a mouse struggling against a snake. So you say, what's the deal? That's probably better. You want a tower control module? I brought you a tower control module. Now where's my money? I get shit to do. He cuts his eyes to you both, a naked appeal for support and to give himself a break from looking at his mark. Ha, his mark. The narrator knows. Scarface isn't so interested in Chance anymore, though. His implant is giving you a hard stare, and you're guessing it's doing more than just staring. Judging by the design, it's military hardware already locked in and analyzing its target. The money, like you said, best if you don't make us ask again. And then we could also offer, what if I can get this module for you? The head Granger contemplates your offer for a moment, then you'll get paid as well, he says cautiously. But as far as I know, the only place to find one is in the Mission Control Center. Your friend claimed he knew a diver who would recover the kind of module we need. Since he lied, I assume it's still in there. I told the last 2 divers we hired to check level 3, but I guess it's a hard place to reach. They didn't return. I will find a way. Good. If you make it back, come see me at our camp. Name's Gideon. Of course his name's Gideon. We'll look after your friend in the meantime, Gideon says, nodding at Chance. He has a debt to work off, and lucky for him, we can always use extra manpower. So wait for them to leave. I'm not getting in a fight with the dude who survived like a tentacle slap to the face. What? Come on. I mean, Chance just sounds like a crap face anyway. All right, so we can climb down, and I want to see where we are on the map here. We are apparently pretty far away. So if we look at the ship map, we're at the local map. I'm curious if... Oh, we can actually go to the armory. Well, shit. With row after row of gutted depots, the armory stretches before you as a shell of what it once was. The mutineers hit it fast and hard, overrunning the surprise security forces and stripping it of supplies. Weapons and armor meant for the future colony flooded the ship, turning the mutiny into a full-fledged war. The ship authority held its own on their end. Keep control of the lower decks, but at a great cost went far beyond. Oh, goodness. The armory's lost supplies. So we're going to just zoom out here real quick. But this is definitely another area that's open right now. And you can see we have a train station. We have a map for level 1. We have a map for level 2. But yeah, this is... I said it. It's a game that just like a lot of CRPGs, it just drops you in a world and explores. It looks, and just lets you explore. It looks pretty. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what I'm doing, which is great. We have like literal dead bodies over here. We can squeeze through. Several devil frogs are tearing strips of flesh from a long dead corpse. Judging from the holes in his chest, it was his shotgun blast that did him in, not the frogs. A few years ago, you'd never see frogs outside of the hydroponics, but the fungi must have driven them out, and now the mutant bastards sulk about wherever they can find rotting garbage, sometimes of the human sort. Luckily, they rarely attack the living, so if you leave them alone, they'll do the same. Unluckily, they're squatting between you and the dead man's pockets, and they're not likely going to go without a fight. So I'm going to do one more fight here just to see what happens when we die. If we die, if these guys kill us, considering that there's like... we have a bunch of things that seem like they are much stronger than us. This seems fine. So how quickly am I going to die? Oh, look, I'm poisoned and I'm dead. Oh, wow, actual main character dies. So this is how you die. Surrounded by these devil frogs bred to keep pests from tearing crops. On faraway Proxima, more of them must be coming now, crawling through the vents, hungry for a meal that will soon stop twitching. Oh, we get little candles too. That's nice. Okay. Well, anyway, let's just hit the exit button. That's Colony Ship Post-Earth role-playing game. Not the most ceremonial, and to be sure, but a game that is very interesting and one that I want to get to know more of, just because, as you may have seen, I know I could have gone into the whole reading through everything and the character creation. There's some, like, obviously there's a lot of, like, skill point choices you get to do, but also some questions you get to answer just about, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about this? So I'm curious to see where the narrative goes with this. This is a developer with a good track record for making games that have a very interesting world, very interesting setting. I have heard some concerns about like balancing, but I got killed by frogs, so I can't say too much there. But that's it for now. This is Asher, Colony Ship, a game that is definitely worth a watch. I will give a tip as well that since it just entered early access, they're going to be doing the sort of price range where it's lower now than it will be later, so you may want to buy in now and wait to play later if that's your thing. But I have no regrets getting it right now. It's definitely something good to sit down, relax, and read. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Tell me if you have any other thoughts. I'm looking forward to someone laughing at me and saying, well, obviously you heal by doing this. And I'll be like, of course, I'm a moron. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.